together. And today we are going to welcome our Dr. Zhang Shunqin from Dalin Hospitals. Let's look at Dr. Zhang Shunqin. He cannot arrive to Kaohsiung because he's very busy. And the topic he's going to share is the goodwill, the five power for the elderly. And look at this graphic designer was made by our sister Chou Yu, that makes such a wonderful presentation. And we're wondering that the director will say it in Taiwanese, and we wouldn't be able to understand if he said it in the Taiwanese. And for example, the translator, some of the interpreter, they cannot understand Taiwanese, so it could be difficult for them to interpret their language. So we remind the doctor to speak in Mandarin during his presentations. So he's going to tell us about the five powers for the elderly. This is what Jewel encounters. They were searching for their fathers because he got lost, because he suffered from the dementia. And like nowadays, we can install the an infrared sensor at the door to prevent the dementia of the elderly from getting lost. We can let them carry a GPS position bracelet or make sure they carry a contact information at all times. The doctor said we should. He's not care about this part. So let's see the conversation between he and the patient. Is your heart jumping irregularly at all times? Well, I feel so weak. He treat all the elderly like his families. And after graduating, he started to devote himself at the geriatric departments. And nowadays, it's so difficult for us to accompany our family 24 hours. What I can do is to take good care of my patient and to reassure their families. So the point is, he is graduated from Tzuji's hospitals. So we cultivate these students and also make them work for the Tzuji hospital. Well, I'm dying. Why would you think that you're dying? It's just my imagination. You notice your imagination too. This kind of imagination could happen to a lot of the elderly. Let's see how he accompanied his mom and his grandmother before he passed away. Shunqin asked me, what was your concern? And I was worried about my mom suffered from pain and wasn't able to say that. We didn't bring her to the hospital. We chose to palliate at home. And that day, my mom told me she slept very well that night. And I was very comforting to hear that. And the grandmom passed away peacefully, accompanied by all of us, all of our families. So for me, I feel that all this way, while I learn and the knowledge that I learned from my teachers, the skill can also help my family and help myself to. I was very grateful. And I hope our medical team can help every elderly from healthy, illness, weakness, and disability to palliate it. They can enjoy an aging life in their own way. I like to be with you because you have positive energy. actually online. We are connecting with Dr. Zhang Shunqin. And through this footage that we can understand that he graduated from our Tzu University, Medical University. At the same time, he's caring about lots of elderlies. He knows that lots of the family are not able to accompany their family, but oh, but he's very grateful that his mom was taught by him that how to take care of the elderly. He was kind of sad and he missed his grandmother very much. And the doctor that we're going to present today, we can see he's a very energetic and very active person. Let's hear what he's going to tell us. Let's give him a big hand. Hello, Dr. Zhang. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. We can hear you loud and clear. Thanks to teacher Mei Yun. I'm so sorry that I couldn't be there because I am too busy. And I'm grateful that I have this opportunity to share with you the 5 powers for the senior citizens. Actually, I don't really speak Taiwanese very well. I actually learned it from the hospital. And so now can we look at your presentation? Someone does videotape him. So he has his partner that he is in front of the videos. So now we can see your PowerPoint now. What I'm going to share is so hello everyone and all the families. Good afternoon. I'm the director Zhang Shunqin. What I would like to share with you is the 5 powers for the senior citizens. And what I thought when I see the videos, and for all the elderly people, if you're age more than 65, you cannot call yourself an elderly. You can still devote your efforts in your own way. And look at the Tzu. We have all these specialists that good in the interpretation or to a tailor-made, and everybody devoting their specialties and their efforts that to help the Tzuji's work. And it's not because we're older we're not capable to do what we want. So what we would like to tell you is that if you still want to be capable in any age, there are some tips to help, such as all the sister brother participate in the study group and still prepare for the presentation, and lots of effort that devoted to these communities. So what kind of powers that we need in order to become a usable persons? So the geriatric departments come out with this mantra, and because Dalin, we have most of the patients, they are all the senior citizens, and we need to have 5 powers when we get old, and how to remain the power to keep ourselves useful to the society. It's just that what Brother mentioned earlier, the goodwill can bring strength. It all starting a couple years ago with the intention that will bring us the strength. Actually, after I graduated from high school, and I saw this beautiful poster of a Tzu University's posters, and I think that wow, that what a beautiful poster! I really want to be there, and it's also a very affinity that I devoted myself to the geriatric cares. I hopefully that I can help the patient at the end of their disease. Maybe some of the patients they think they still can uh, join the rehabilitation to restore their functions. So I went training at Chengda hospitals and come back to Tzu Hospital to participate at the geriatric and palliative medical cares. And a lot of why there were brings a lot of wishes. When I was a resident, I took care of some patients, and I was sorry that I couldn't accompany till the end of their disease. So that comes with all these wishes. I wish I can establish the geriatric medical centers to help the patient, the elderly, to the end of their disease, and to help the old grown-ups from his life to death. I wish he can move a little bit more when he's still capable. But when he's not capable, I wish that we can still accompany them. And if he's hospitalized, I wish I can still take care of him at the hospitals. And I also wish a lot of people had the same wishes as me. So that's why we established this geriatric integrated medical center. And last year, we established this medical center. What we want is for all the aging, all the elderly people can live the quality life. And we're talking about the five powers for the elderly. And they were divided to five powers. This is called social power, dietary powers, output power, mental accuracy, and the power of mobilities. And talking about the dietary powers, we hope that the we can perform the medication reconciliations to reduce unnecessary medications. And lots of patients they took too many unnecessary medication, and which that keep them full just by taking those medicines. So we want to perform the medication reconciliations and also swallowing training and how to eat in the balanced nutrition. So we give them the nutrition educations. So we taught them that you can have little dishes like carbs, the protein, and egg. If they have bad teeth, they can use a steamed egg, or they can eat tofu and anything that's soft that contain with lots of protein, and also veggie and nuts. Well, if they couldn't chew it, they can probably shred it or even put it into powder, shred it into a powder and make them easier to eat it. And if you eat, if there's an input, there's an output. So the output powers and lots of elderly, we will give them the bladder training and also the bowel trainings. And lots of the elderly has urinary casters. So we hope that they can remove the unnecessary caster to reduce the infections. And after that, we will try to maintain their mental acuities, like pretend, preventing fall and also prevention of the osteoporosis. And if he can eat well and the bowel movement is well, then he will be able to have a good mood. And also, we need to check their cognitive impairments or their depression tendencies, and we can set up advanced care plannings. We hopefully that the elderly still can be living an independent life. And the social powers for all the present, for all the patient, all the sister here, we can enhance the elderly's social skill to encourage and participate in community activities. They can devote their powers, devote their knowledge to help the societies. Like the senior sister that I know today, she can finally be a volunteer for Tzu Ji. Even she's old, she continues to devote her powers to the societies. If she really needs cares, we have lots of resources like long-term care units can help the patients. What if the caretakers has any burdens? We can also provide some support to the caretakers. So these are the 5 powers: the social power, dietary power, output power, mental acuity, and power of mobilities. With these 5 powers, they can still live in a quality life. Other than control their disease, we still need to maintain their functions. And in our hospitals, we have our different specialties that can perform a comprehensive assessment. And we have the social worker and the long-term care units that can help to evaluate the elderly's problems. And there are so many specialists in these 5 different powers, such as the nutritionist, the case management. The elderly is like old cars. Every parts, their cars could be have certain damage. So we need to combine all different specialists to provide treatments. So I often say a lot of disease is not matters. Like my patient, he has all different kinds of chronic disease, but he still work every day and farm, and she walk over to a hospital on his own. Even he has suffers in so many kind of disease, but he's still very energetic and very active. And despite what kind of disease that they suffers, they can still age in a quality weight. And the case I would like to share with you how to apply these 5 powers to help our patients. This is a case, an 85-year-old grandpa. He's married and as a widow, and the caretaker is a foreign neighbor. His past history is hypertension and Parkinson's disease, and he suffered from an accidentally fall to cause him a compressive fracture. So he performed a bone cement injection in other hospitals, and due to the dysuria, so a urinary catheter was placed on him. and he like recurrently checking back to the hospital due to the urinary tract infections. So after the assessments, we will have all different specialists to have a conference together, like the psychologists and neurologists with all different kinds of specialists to combine together how to help these patients, how to enhance their ability.
顺庆主任，你有听到我的声音吗？你现在我们主场听不到你的声音呢，卡住哎。
对，等我一下哦，他好像有一点。
请问一下，你这个是影片吗？那但是你并没有传给我影片呢，所以你这个是影片吗？对，他应该是要播放影片，但是以后有经验，影片一定要给我。哦，有了。我有这个影片，你要看它吗？
I think we encounter some difficulty of your
你有听到我的声音吗？
Are you going to play videos? Because we cannot hear them.
大家有听到吗？
好，师兄，我跟你讲，不，主任，你要看那个阿贝啊，我有啦，我播啦，我播完你再讲哈。好，换我播。好，我播，从主场播。刚才他看到那个阿贝啊，我有。sorry， 对，你要播他对不对
？85岁的曾阿公罹患帕金森氏症，意外跌倒后反复住院。大林慈济医院跨科别合作，从床边到轮椅要去。
And this grandpa suffers from Parkinson's, and we have combined a lot of different departments, and we want to just get the grandpa's energy back, right? And he lives in Chico, and we want him to be happier. Therefore, we provide him with like a stand-up like a wheelchair, and the grandpa is happily, living in his life, like doing the recycling right now. And okay. All right. And now I'm going back, and I will just share you one more video.
We can hear you now. You need to turn on your speakers. So now we can hear you now. Let's see how I can adjust it. It looks like the video, maybe you don't play the video again, so we can hear you better. So you just look at the PowerPoint that I share with you. So like when patients were hospitalized, we will enhance these 5 powers to enhance their
the family can go to the drugstore to buy something to help the elder to train their swallowing. So after this training, the elder can improve their eating food power. And the social force training the family member can have the family meeting once a while to improve the elderly, the social force. After the patient discharged back to home, the patient can walk without the urinary tubing. And the patient, we walk into the community to provide continuous home care, rehabilitation, community continuous health care. We combine the long-term resource link, home care, health care, professional team. Here's the Dalin Hospital integrated geriatrics palliative medical center set up. The home care, the integrated patients can hospitalize at the 11th floor of the hospital. We take care of the patient in the hospital. We also take care of the patient discharged back to home. Here's the chart of the Dalin Hospital integration care, how it works. Now we have the family nurses to take care of the patients. We inherit and expect more young physicians and the nurses to join our group. We expecting the young physicians and the nurses know how to take care of the elderly. We wish the elderly can live their own life. So we have very great inheritance and expectation. We will make the elderly live their own life, the life they like to live. In the past, hospice have different physicians to take care of these elderly patients. But with the geriatric, still continue to take care of the patients, even if the patients can still my grandma and the elderly patients in the hospital. We can make live their own life. This is my today's sharing.
那我们现场上其实有很多的长者哈，非常的感恩。我们的阿公阿嬷呢，就真的拥有这样的家来做烂的哦，大概拜山都是来这里读书的哈。好，那现在请主任，你可以把你的那个视频，好，我们现在看到了。对，这样子，对，非常的感恩哦。所以真的，这边。 我们北京的周蕊欣就是谁也不愿意啊，没办法，都有老。
We thanks Dr. Zhang sharing his experience. When we see the doctor and the patient's conversation, make the brother sister in Japan can understand the Dr. Zhang's geriatrics, how to help the elderly patients in Dalin Tzu Hospital. Dr. Zhang is so caring for taking care of the elderly. And we can know how the Dr. Zhang's how to take care of the elderly patients. We give the Dr. Zhang's big five, big plus. We take care of the old life. We cannot say if people older than 65 years old is old. When I was young, I want to write a paper about becoming old. I still don't have time to write it. If we do more in the Tzu, we can keep ourselves young. We don't become old as long as we do a lot in Tzu. We are so thankful for Dr. Zhang. If we have dream, we have power. Thanks, Dr. Zhang. Dr. Zhang is very busy. We thank you for doing this presentation online. There are so many problems behind the elderly. Thank you, Dr. Zhang. We are being cared in the process of becoming old. Caring the old people is very important. Yeah, taking care of the elderly is very difficult. It's very difficult. Yeah, we need some spiritual comfort from the supporter. We have seen some feedback about